Welcome, FNusa57 here. Once again, I'm back on Call of Duty Black Ops 6 on my Xbox, and today we're going to be covering the Ballerina event, how to complete it really quick, the best way to unlock all of the items, including the new ESSEX rifle, and the fastest way to farm high table coins. So, we'll jump right into it. Initially, I was going to do this video, and it took a while to do the testing, and then I didn't think that people might be interested in it, but the weapon is actually highly sought after in Warzone. So if you want the brand new rifle, this ESSEX Model 7, then I'm going to show you the easiest way to unlock it, which is completing this event. Eventually it will become an armory unlock item, but I'm not exactly sure how much XP it's going to require, so you might as well get it in the event. And this event does have some other really cool items, including XP tokens, if I'm being honest, a neat emblem, I like the look of the coin, and of course a Phoenix Up legendary gobble pack, which is also really nice for you zombie players like myself, and then an emote. So, personal preference here at the end of the day. If you do have the black cell, you also get a neat skin for the nunchucks. What you're going to need to do is earn a grand total of 170 high table coins if you want everything, including the rifle. As you can see here, I already have 733 coins simply by playing the game. And we have 9 days left on the event at the time of recording. So, the devs did a great job with this one. This one actually differs from the normal way that we earn collectibles for LTMs. Normally, the best way to do it is to simply drop into a directed mode game, kill a wave, pick up the stuff, leave, rinse and repeat that process. But this is actually different for this event. So, if you don't own Black Ops 6 or don't have access to it, then what you want to do is use the age-old method of going into Plunder. Simply run with your melee weapon out and collect every single chest that you see in sight near areas like the park, military base, promenade, places like that I've shown in previous videos. So that method remains the same. It's not ideal. Legendary chests or orange chests guarantee a coin. Blue chests are about a 50% chance of getting a coin, and the regular chests seem to be only about maybe a 20% chance of gaining a coin. So I don't particularly like doing this in Warzone, but if you only have access to Warzone, then that method is how you do it. Now, for all of you folks that do have access to Black Ops 6, we're going to go in and show a method that I haven't showcased before for this. That is actually going to be the easiest way to do it. Now, you can just play the game, and if you play normal zombies, the coins are very easy to pick up, and you can get 20, 30, 50, 60, 70 plus coins in a single game. But as you go to higher rounds, the coins become more difficult to pick up, so I'm going to show you the easiest way to do that. For what I prefer, at least, for this method, we will need to change up one augment. That's going to be on your Juggernog, and you're going to want to switch to reactive armor if you don't normally use it. The minor augment doesn't matter, but I do prefer hardened plates. As far as the rest of your augments, it's really kind of whatever. There's only two that I would recommend changing. One is your melee macchiato. I recommend vampiric extraction, and the last one is your vulture aid. If you want to make this super easier, just like, you know, stand there and do nothing easy, then you're going to want Condor's Reach instead of Picky Eater. But other than that, they all remain the same. We will also be using the field upgrade Frenzied Guard. And for this, I recommend that you use Frenzy Fire with Extension. You could also use Repair Boost, though it doesn't matter. This is going to be done solo, or you could do it in a team, but it is much less effective in a team. As far as your loadout is concerned, it doesn't really matter. You're just going to want to make sure that you bring in Frenzied Guard. Gobbles can be whatever you want. Literally, this does not matter what you use. You can use anything that you want for this, because all we have to do is use this for about 10 rounds to go ahead and get set up. So I'm going to take in something a little bit new. We'll go ahead and bring in our LC10 SMG. And I do like to start with decoys, but other than that, you know, you can use whatever you want. For this, you're going to go into a standard match. I'll be using a squad game just because, and we are going to go to the map Citadel de Moor. Alright, now that we're on Citadel de Moor, I just want to show you what the coins look like first. They look like this. They're very hard to miss. They're very large, purple, glowing gold coins that actually look really cool. And they have a really weird, like, wind chime audio cue when you're near them, so they're very easy to find. In zombies, though, they only last about 8 seconds, so you do have to pick them up fairly quickly, and obviously that's easy to do on the lower rounds, but it does become more difficult to do on the higher rounds, simply because by the time that you train a group of zombies around to where you can get back to the coin, you've probably spent more than 8 seconds. Now, the diminishing return drop rate also was pretty much eliminated from this, so thankfully you can just keep going into higher and higher rounds to get a bunch of coins. As you can see, we just pull up the menu, we already have 2 high table coins, and we can obviously get way more high table coins than we need. It's just there's really no reason to do so. So at this point, all you need to do is you need to progress your game to wave 10, and then you'll be ready to go. So I'm going to meet you there. We will be using the semi-god mode with the lion sword. If you know how to do the lion sword build, you can go ahead and skip ahead to the timestamp in the description. Right, now I'm just going to include this for anyone that has not built the lion sword yet. If you haven't built the lion sword yet, what you're going to want to do is wait till wave 10 or later. Find Mr. Buckethead. He is immune to headshots, so you're going to have to use melee or shoot him in the body. Kill him, pick up his stamp, bring it into the statue with the lion head on it, and then go ahead and take the lion bastard sword from that statue. At which point you want to run outside of the castle, and this sword is super easy to build once you know exactly how to do it. Now technically you can use this method with any other sword, but this one is the easiest and will allow you to go to the highest round. At which point, once you pick up the sword, it's going to spawn these 4 parasites. I like to call them little glowing light piñatas. And all 4 should be glowing, but sometimes that's not the case. And you'll find that only 3 of the 4 will be glowing. Which, if that is the case, what you're going to have to do is kill all 4 and then flip the round. In any case, you do need to kill all 4. But you'll kill 1, your sword blade will glow golden, and then you'll strike this little lion-headed door knocker door underneath the little, whatever you want to call this, alleyway by the speed cola. So, or quick reload, whatever you want to call it. It's very easy to do this. Strike the parasite or light piñata. Strike the door. Once the blade is glowing, repeat that 4 times. Come down in here. There's usually 2 zombies. Insert the sword to the pillar, and then you're going to shoot the symbols in the order that they are lit up on the pedestal. So very easy to do. This order does not change, and all we have to do is shoot all of the correct symbols. That'll kill the zombies that start to spawn. And then we can go ahead and grab the lion sword. Now that we have the lion sword, pretty much from here, it's really just flip a couple of waves, and then I'm going to show you exactly where to go and where to stand to make this as easy as possible. So the reason why we're using this is simply for the infinite or almost infinite semi-god mode. And as long as you're not really AFK, you won't have much trouble. So what you want to do, though, is you want to kill the Buckethead zombie each round, pick up its stamp, and then go take that stamp back to one of the other sword statues. and give it to one of the other statues until you have all 4 statues unlocked, or at the very least all 4 stamps collected. The reason for doing this is to prevent buckethead zombies from spawning in the future. You can also do the lightning sword and unlock the lightning incantation if you want to go to super high rounds and use this strategy to go ahead and get like another round, the reach wave 100 calling card done. Either way, entirely personal preference. You can see I already have the dragon statue unlocked, I have the lion sword, and then we unlocked the lightning statue, or lightning sword statue as well. You will need a few perks for this. I highly recommend 4. Quick Revive, Juggernog, Melee Macchiato, and Vulture Aid. If you have enough patience, then go ahead and take the time to make sure that you get Stamina up and Speed Cola. That will just make your life easier, but other than that, it doesn't really matter too much. You can upgrade your ranged weapon if you want, and if you do that, make sure that you put your dead wire as an ammo mod on there, because that'll make dealing with parasites easier. So we're going to progress around and I'll show you where to go. Also, I recommend you buy a 2-plate and then eventually, if you can, save up for a 3-plate vest. Alright, now that we have our lion sword, our 3-plate vest, and our base set of perks, we are good to go. If you want, you can go ahead and turn on the rampage inducer, make sure that you have something like a chopper gunner or mutant injector as a score streak, but again, that's entirely personal preference. Go ahead and come into the tavern and make sure that you are standing on the bar. Now, if you are not comfortable with this technique, then make sure that you don't use the rampage inducer. If you are comfortable with this technique, go ahead and turn on the rampage inducer, and that will allow you to just, tear through the waves much faster. So at this point, what we're doing is we are standing in a very specific spot on the bar, and I know this video is going to be a little bit longer, but you want to be standing like right where my feet are here on the bar. And by doing that, what's going to happen is the amalgams will not grab you, and instead all of the zombies, for the most part, are going to pile up right here in front of you. So this is going to allow you to sit there and simply hold down the melee button. If you want, you can shimmy forward on the bar a little bit to go ahead and grab the coins that drop on the ground. But as long as you're standing in this spot, and you might have to go back and forth a little bit, but all of the zombies are going to funnel in front of you, and then you can auto melee with the sword. So the sword is one of the very few melee weapons where you can actually just auto melee with it, and as long as you're standing in the correct spot, you're going to even have these parasites come flooding into you. Now, of course, parasite waves are more annoying, and this is where I would recommend having the lightning incantation, or making sure that you're carrying decoy grenades so that you can just funnel everything in towards you. Unfortunately, Condor's Reach does not allow you to pick up the coins from farther away, but it does allow us to pick up all of the salvage, any lethals and tacticals, as well as armor plates from much farther away. Now, you'll notice that sometimes if you're in the wrong spot, you're going to get that damage indicator of being hit from behind, and occasionally a zombie will be on the back side of the bar, so you'll just need to turn around and hit them. Otherwise, it's normally a parasite that's flying around out here. You just jump off the bar and go ahead and smack down the parasite. You can do this for as many rounds as you would like. However, once you get into the 40s, usually it does get a little bit chaotic, so you may wish to turn off the rampage inducer. To do that safely, simply save a zombie at the end of the round, run out, and turn off the rampage inducer. You can also use that same tactic to go and pack-a-punch your regular weapon, or buy any other perks that you might need to. So this is literally all you have to do. It is super simple. It's the easiest way to go ahead and get to round 100 or higher. It's not really the best XP farm because melee kills don't reward as much XP due to the lack of rewarding medals, and obviously we can't work on camo challenges at the same time. But this is a extremely effective way as well to go ahead and get gobbles and profile XP. But the main reason we're here is simply to get the event done as quickly as possible. Obviously, do not pick up Elemental Pop. Elemental Pop can trigger Brain Rot, and Brain Rotted zombies are the fastest way to get yourself killed. Make sure that you are not crouched on the bar. If you are crouched on the bar, the amalgams will grab you, pull you in, throw you off the bar, and things can get very, very dangerous from there. So the reason why this works is simply because of the fact that with the Lion Sword, while the Lion Sword's ultimate ability is fully charged, every time you kill a zombie, you regen some of your armor. And that used to be 5% per zombie killed. Now it's actually 4% per zombie killed. So folks are right that that was nerfed. But the swords were all buffed ages ago to where they can hit and kill 2 zombies per swing. So that gives you a maximum armor regen rate per swing of 8%, which is usually more than enough. With Vampiric Extraction on Melee Macchiato, we are also replenishing our health, so pretty much you're almost in semi-god mode. Really, the only things that can kill you are, well, brain-rotted zombies, or, of course, all these annoying parasites. So, again, easiest way to deal with those, if they're being troublesome, is just to throw a decoy and bring them to you, or if you have the lightning incantation, use the lightning incantation. Now, I'm already up to 29 coins in a game that I've been in for 24 minutes. So on average, you'll end up, after setup time and everything has gone by and you really start cooking on this, you'll average about 1 coin every 35 seconds, which is a little bit worse than what it was in previous events, and it's not quite as good as Plunder if everything goes right in Plunder, but obviously other players are out of your control in Plunder, and this is very, very much under your control. Just simply stand here and smack the zombies. So that's all there is to it. At any point, if you want, after round 25, the Wonder Fizz spawns just above us, so you can go and buy any of the perks that you might want. Or once you're done coin farming, if you're in a solo game, you can save and quit. Otherwise, you can just go ahead and call in the exfil, take the portal that is in the downstairs of the tavern, and you'll be right in the castle to go to the ramparts and get a free successful exfil if you're farming gobbles. Extremely easy to do here, folks. Now, you'll notice that you will, on higher rounds with the Rampage Inducer, get into a sticky situation, and that is why we have 2 things. So first and foremost, that is why we have the augment on our Juggernog, the reactive armor, because reactive armor, when an armor plate breaks, it stuns all of the zombies directly around you. That gives you plenty of time to start to regen your health, or kill a few zombies to replenish armor, or simply go ahead and add a additional armor plate. It actually takes quite a while of these zombies beating on you, at least in the earlier rounds, that you know, you don't really have too much of a problem. Now, I usually do recommend that you turn off the Rampage Inducer if you're not comfortable with the increased zombie speed, but again, it is entirely personal preference. Now, there is one last get out of jail free card that I just want to showcase for some folks who might actually be struggling with this. Say you get in a really sticky situation here, and we're really being beat by a lot of zombies. The zombies aren't being stunned long enough and you're about to go down. If you get close to going down, all of your armor has been broken and you're at like half health, maybe only 30% health, just go ahead and activate your Frenzied Guard. Frenzied Guard will automatically completely refill all of your armor plates and make it so that for the duration of Frenzied Guard, any damage that you take, none of it will be health damage. So even if you had 1 HP, and you took damage, all of the damage will be transferred directly to your armor as long as you have armor. So just keep that in mind. With the Lion Sword constantly regenning our armor, it makes this the easiest thing that you could possibly want to do. So that's all you have to do. I hope that this video helped you out. I'm going to show you the rewards here in a minute after I successfully exfil. If you have any comments, questions, anything like that, do me a huge favor, drop a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. Otherwise, make sure that you smash that like button. And if you haven't done so, subscribe with notifications turned on, as that greatly helps in supporting the channel. So, just going through this, you can see how quickly I got my Frenzied Guard back. Because we're standing on the bar, we can literally stand in the Fetid upgrade from the augment for Vulture Aid, which greatly helps us get our perk, or field upgrade back, I should say. And again, on bug waves, super easy to deal with these guys. If you have a ranged weapon with the dead wire ammo mod, you can go ahead and actually shoot the parasites, and the lightning bolt is strong enough to just murder them completely. So if they're being a pain, you can do that, or you can try adjusting your positioning on the bar so that the parasites come flying into you. It's a little bit tricky, but it does actually work. You can also simply just go and run out and actually just melee down the parasites. So it's not a completely AFK method for doing this, but it is a very easy method. Additionally, with Condor's Reach, I'm going to take some damage here in just a second, and then I'll show you that we can also pick up any of the items that we need that are dropped on the ground. We can pick those up while still standing on the bar, which means that we don't have zombies piling up, hitting us from multiple directions. Obviously, if you're going to high rounds and there's an amalgam or something, you want to make sure that you kill the amalgam first, and that will just make your life that much easier. Also, some of the parasites will possess zombies, turning into doppelgasts, and on even higher rounds, some of the doppelgasts may eventually turn into amalgams, so just bear that in mind while you're going through and doing this. Again, super easy. You can see here we're not struggling at all. I'm not having to use my Frenzied Guard. I am going to go ahead and put in a new armor plate, and just like that, we automatically picked up a new armor plate because of Condor's Reach. It is that easy, that simple, folks. Alright, I'll show you the rewards for the event here in just a second. Now, just to show the end results there, we earned 31 coins, and I only got a couple of gobbles because I didn't stay in there very long, but you could obviously use that to earn gobbles much faster. For the event rewards, we have a 30-minute double XP token. We have a 45-minute double battle pass XP token, a 45-minute double weapon XP token, and yet another double XP token. This one is for 1 hour. You also gain a decal. Not particularly a fan of that. You gain some slippers as a charm. Also not particularly a fan of that. You gain the high table coin emblem, which is actually really nice. My personal favorite from the event, a 3-pack of the legendary Gobble Phoenix Up. Another calling card, which actually looks okay, and then another emote for the coin trick emote, which is actually pretty cool. Upon unlocking everything, you get the ESSEX marksman rifle, and if you have the black cell, then you also get the nice spicy nunchuck skin. If you don't have the black cell, then unfortunately you don't get that nice spicy skin. I know, sad days, right? But hey, what can you do about it?